I am the Spot.
And it's a no on the cape.
I think it's cool.
Take that off. It's disrespectful. Spider-Man doesn't wear a cape.
Now, this is everything you need to know before watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and this will be the 10th film the web swinger has hit our screens, and no, I'm not counting the Japanese film adaptation from the Tobey company responsible for the Super Sentai series, where Spider-Man gets his own Megazord. With the success of Miles Morales as the new lead in the black and red spandex from Into the Spider-Verse, Miles expands the multiverse into a plethora of spider people and animals, and just how John Wick upped the body count in Chapter 4, Across the Spider-Verse is expected to do the same, with the iconic meme blown straight out of proportion. Following the events of the first movie, and if you stayed to watch the post-credit scene, meanwhile, you see Miguel, aka Spider-Man 2099, builds a wristwatch allowing him to jump dimensions, and he heads to the first depiction of Spider-Man, the original cartoon series from the 60s.
Dare you point at me? You were pointing first. Rude to point.
You're being very rude.
Gathering all the spider people from every universe to build his Spider-Force to potentially undo a tragic event from his timeline, similar to the Flash movie, and here is everything you need to know on Ezra Miller's Flash. Looks like we're well into the multiverse era. Across the Spider-Verse comes to theatres on June the 2nd, and the Spot is to play the main villain to span across into the third film, Beyond the Spider-Verse. Let's get into it.
Oh, here it goes.
A quick recap of the first installment following the new protagonist Miles Morales in the universe home to the Earth 1610, which already holds another Spider-Man. Miles doesn't have the best relationship with his dad, though he is closer to his uncle Aaron, which leads to them visiting a deserted subway station and him bitten by a glitched radioactive spider. Miles, with his new abilities, encounters Spider-Man fighting against the Prowler and the Green Goblin, and in this universe he has wings and a tail. Can he breathe? Miles crosses with the Kingpin and his multiverse super collider. Peter Spider-Man saves Miles and uncovers that they are one and the same. Amongst the chaos, the super collider becomes unstable and self-destructs, causing the untimely end of Spider-Man and Green Goblin. Miles flees from the scene, being chased by the Prowler. He then visits Peter's grave and meets another Peter, but this Peter is a downgrade. Though, he isn't that bad. I mean, he didn't do this. Peter and Miles have a training montage, and Miles has new abilities, the power of invisibility. And Thundershocks is super effective. The Collider must have broken the barrier between universes as Gwen Stacy's Spider-Woman enters, and Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham. It's the Web Warriors, though they are glitching in this universe, as they don't belong, and Miles begins to feel the pressure of being a superhero. He returns home and discovers his uncle Aaron is the Prowler. He returns to tell the team, but he is followed by the Prowler, and he is not alone. With the Prowler at his throat, he reveals his identity to his uncle, who in turn spares his life, but he is shot by the Kingpin. Like in Peter's story, his uncle dies in Miles' arms. Like every superhero origin, the tragic death of a loved one that ensues the becoming of a hero. Miles sprays his suit and becomes the Black Suit Spider-Man. No, not that one. Yeah, that's the one. He leads the Spider team to destroy the Collider, defeats the Kingpin, and sends his fellow webheads back home. Even with the animated Marvel movies, we're always teased with a post-credit scene. Miguel O'Hara, better known as Spider-Man 2099, with his origin story, a career working at the Alchemax. The industry involved with Kingpin and the events of the Super Collider. Looks like Miguel is part of the Matrix, monitoring the events of the Spider-Verse as it unfolds.
Jesus Christ, he's fast. Take a look at his neurokinetics, they're way above normal.
And then wants to play Rick Sanchez, doing a bit of multiverse traveling of his own. Whoa. We now know from the trailers he is recruiting a team of people with
a very particular set of skills.
And for his first recruit, his first stop, using a multi-universal GPS, which is the device Gwen uses to visit Miles again. But that's not the only Spider-Man on the team.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
We got our first look at Across the Spider-Verse over a year ago, picking straight from the end of the first movie. Miles is unexpectedly approached by Gwen Stacy through a hexagon portal, which has been used as a means of travel, a jump point between dimensions as seen in MCU. Think we even visited Miles' universe in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. And now Gwen has a gizmo similar to Tony's quantum GPS he used to navigate the quantum realm, which has been issued to every variant of the web swinger on Miguel's team. It is difficult to establish Miguel's motive, though he was present in the first film, monitoring the events of Peter's death and the destruction of the Collider. with the help of his AI, Lyra, similar to Tony's Jarvis, informing him that the multiverse is still intact and no universes are colliding, to lead to an incursion.
Incursion? An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes, destroying one or both entirely.
In the comics, Miguel worked for Alchemex, the corporation present in Into the Spider-Verse. When leaving his resignation, he is spiked by Tyler Stone, Miguel's boss, to drink a highly addictive hallucinogenic drug called Rapture, to force him to continue to work for Alchemex. Miguel attempts to remove the drug, and in the process his DNA is spliced with the spider, though essence of his origins from the Rapture seem to remain in Miguel, giving him the villainous nature we see from the comics, addicted to his motive and having the bloodshot eyes and fangs of Dracula. In the trailer, Miguel explains to Miles that he is unaware of the sacrifice of being a true Spider-Man without a significant loss, and that it's written in stone to have Uncle Ben die for Spider-Man to become the hero.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Miguel's intention to protect all realities forces this destiny on Miles, and a story he must follow. But we have learned from all the comic book movies that this is never the case.
One life cannot stand in the way of defeating him.
But it should. We don't trade lives, Vision.
Miles has his own destiny to write, and to break the mold he must follow his own path.
I'm going to break the wheel.
Though, could one of his parents' life be at jeopardy at the cost of the multiverse? Does the one life out of sync justify the cost of the universe? Or has this already triggered the Nexus event, with Miles' path branched out the sacred timeline?
Leading to another multiversal war.
From the trailers, the main true villain is actually the Spot, with the ability to seamlessly traverse the multiverse with the mini black holes he has scattered on his body. In the comics, the mad scientist, formerly known as Dr. Jonathan Owen,
Mad scientist goes berserk and we don't have pictures.
I heard Spider-Man was there.
Spider-Man.
worked with the Kingpin to replicate Cloak's teleportation abilities. He succeeded in creating a portal to the Dark Dimension, though from his efforts found himself sucked in and covered in portals himself, turning him into a Dalmatian.
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am the Spot.
Maybe Spider-Man should recruit Cruella de Vil into his roster. With the ability to extend his body across multiple dimensions and manipulate warp holes, he is the dictionary's definition of why you're hitting yourself. And he is also to appear in the trilogy in Beyond the Spider-Verse. There is also another villain we see in the trailer, the Vulture, though he may just be a cameo. In Miles' universe as 1610, there was already Peter Parker's Spider-Man in existence, and when the other Spider people get sucked into Miles' universe, they start to glitch. This brings an interesting plot point that may unravel in Across the Spider-Verse, as the radioactive spider that bit Miles also glitched, implying it comes from a different dimension. Could this be the cause of the Spot? Or more likely, from Miguel's universe of Spider-Man 2099, as the spider has Alchemex Corporation written all over it, with the number 42, a nod to Jackie Robinson, the first black major baseball player. But also 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything else from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
42.
You serious?
The sequel is bigger and bolder, with the film exploring 6 unique animation styles across 5 universes, which include Spider-Man India's Mumbai, Spider-Man 2099's New York, Spider-Punk's London, Gwen Stacy's Earth 65, and another universe, but that's been kept under wraps.
You'll never guess what I know. Okay.
Maybe the MCU's Tom Holland's Earth 616, or
it is 199999.
Back on Earth 1999.
There will be a total of 240 characters in the film, mostly consisting of Spider people of course. Though, I don't think I can get through all the Spider variants. Let's see what I can come up with in 60 seconds. Start the clock. There is Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Peter B. Parker and his daughter Mayday, Miguel Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man India played by Deadpool's Dupinder, Pregnant Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman, Spider-Punk, Insomniac's PS4 Spider-Man, Comic Books Iron Spider, Superior Spider-Man with his body stolen by Dr. Octopus, 90s animated Spider-Man, the Velocity Suit Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, the Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, Mangaverse Spider-Man, Spider-Cop, the Bombastic Bagman, Spinneret and Spiderling, aka Mary Jane Watson and her daughter May, Maybelle Riley, aka Leda Spidey, Spider-Side, Betty Rant's Spider-Woman, Flash Thompson's Captain Spider, Spider-Man Unlimited from Fox Kids, a Spider Therapist, the Mark 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the Spider-Man armor, Business Spider-Man, Spider-Man in the Negative Suit, an Anti-Kingpin suit, Cyborg Spider-Woman, Spider-Bite, Spider-Santa, and Japanese toy company Power Ranger Spider-Man. Spider-Man. There's also Spider-Monkey, Spider-Wolf, Spider-Horse, and maybe even
Pig, Spider-Pig, does whatever a Spider-Pig does.
Right, did I get everyone? Is that everyone?
But you wanted more?
And Miles Morales is set to return for the trilogy in Beyond the Spider-Verse, and the third animated blockbuster is scheduled to be released in March 2024, so we won't have to wait another 5 years like in this sequel. The writer, Christopher Miller, confirmed that Part 1 and Part 2 Across the Spider-Verse, later renamed Beyond, are being worked on simultaneously, and with the Spot and Miguel Spider-Man 2099 to reprise their role in the third outing. The trailer highlights the daughter of Miguel, Gabriella, just like the Kingpin when he had the multiverse at stake to reunite with his family. Miguel may be faced with the same dilemma. We also see Peter B. Parker's baby daughter and pregnant Jessica Drew as Spider-Woman, so family seems to be the anchor that could be unhinged, leading to a revenge story in the third film. As remember, even Gwen says,
We are supposed to be the good guys.
There were also rumours for Gwen Stacy to have her own standalone movie, which could lead to more variants of the female Spider-Man, as well as more multiverse jumping. The MCU is referred to with a direct reference to the events of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999-99.
We could see Tom Holland's shiny red and blue suit, as well as Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man join the team. With the number of iterations of Spider-Man coming together, there is definitely room for the most legendary variants, as the MCU has already broken the multiverse in many ways, whether it's Doctor Strange and the spirit travel across dimensions, the spell in No Way Home, Loki breaking the sacred timeline, and the number of variants that make the Kang Dynasty. Could this be the reason why Miguel's Spider-Verse is so unstable? With the next film named Beyond the Spider-Verse, we could see the universes colliding, causing an incursion, and finally getting a live-action version of Miles Morales enter the MCU. Whatever the case may be, I'm up for it. Thanks for watching, and if you're liking the content, don't forget to like and subscribe.